All right, we're in Acts chapter 24 as Paul begins his defense, starting in verse 10. Then Paul, after the governor had nodded to him to speak, answered, Inasmuch as I know that you have been for many years a judge of this nation, I do more cheerfully answer for myself. So Paul was, hey, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. You kind of the old Genesis song from the 80s. Waiting for this moment. You know what? I'm ready to. I can cheerfully defend myself. Why? Because he knows he has a relationship with Jesus. He's seen Jesus do things for him. And also remember back when we started this whole thing this week in chapter 23 that God came to Paul in a dream and said, "Hey, don't worry about anything that's going to happen. You're going to get to go to Rome, and I'm going to make sure you get there so you can do some amazing things that'll change the whole world." So he's excited. And because you may ascertain that it is no more than 12 days since I went up to Jerusalem to worship. 12 days. So he wasn't there all that long to begin with. He wasn't there in Jerusalem. Hey, I've been causing all these problems. It's only been 12 days since I'd been there in the first place. And then he either found me in the temple disputing with anyone nor inciting the crowd. And he wasn't. He was just following. They said he's not keeping the law. He says, I'm keeping the law. And I'm also helping some others fulfill their vows. And either in the synagogues or in the city. Nor can they prove the things of which they now accuse me. But this I confess to you, that according to the way, which they call a sect, and that's what Christians were called at that time. They call themselves the way. And where did they get that from? Jesus Christ said, "What? I am the way, the truth, and the life." Because see, just like today, there's all kinds of ways to get to heaven. They were preaching that. Jewish people, the Romans had all kinds of different gods. So many different ways you could get to the promised land. But this sect of people, which was growing exponentially, say there's only one way. So they were called the people of the way. You know what? I think that's a really apt name for Christianity. Today, you know, we don't just follow. Even as Christians aren't like, well, is there really one way? Is there other ways? No, there is only what? One way. And we need to keep to that. So I worship the God of my fathers, believing all things which are written in the law and the prophets. Verse 15, I have hope in God which they themselves also accept, that there will be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and the unjust. So what's Paul saying? I have hope. They got hope too that one day we're going to stand before God. And then the good, and God's going to judge the bad and the good. Both of them are going to be there. The thing is, are you good with God or not? That is the ultimate question to be answered. So this being so, I myself always strive to have a conscience without offense towards God and man. So he's not there to offend anybody. He's like, I'm just here to tell you the truth. Now, the truth might offend, but I'm not trying to offend you. I'm trying to, in love, show you what you're doing wrong, show you the error of your ways, so you can stand before God and God say, wow, welcome to paradise. Welcome to heaven. That's what you want to hear from God at the end. Now, after many years, I came to bring alms and offerings to my nation, in the midst of which some Jews from Asia found me purified in the temple, neither with a mob and neither with tumult. And they ought to have been here before you to object if they had anything against me. So Paul says, the actual people who found me in the temple claiming that I was causing problems, they not here. They didn't come along. Where are they? The people actually were the eyewitnesses. Why? Because there is no eyewitness of Paul causing a problem. Or else let those who hear themselves say if they found any wrongdoing in me while I stood before the council. I was before the council. Did I say anything wrong? Did I do anything wrong? No. Unless it is for this one statement which I cried out, standing among them concerning the resurrection of the dead, I am being judged by you this day. So he's saying, the only thing I said was I believe there's a resurrection of the dead and Jesus Christ is alive and well. But actually, he didn't even go that far. It says resurrection of the dead. And then the fight actually broke out between the Pharisees and the Sadducees, because the Pharisees believe in resurrection, the Sadducees don't. And so actually, they were fighting. I wasn't doing anything. And that's really what happened. So tumult has nothing to do with me. The chaos has nothing to do with me. And so he's presenting a wonderful defense. So all these things have happened. So he stands there, and what's he trying to do? Get Felix's attention. Hey, Felix, there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. If you want to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, that's kind of what you got to do. It's not kind of, it is what you got to do. You got to get them to realize there's more to Jesus than meets the eye. Because a lot of people have their preconceived ideas of who Jesus is, what Jesus is, and what a Christian is supposed to be like, what the church is supposed to be like. But you got to show them there's a little bit more to it meets the eye. And so that's what. So that's where we get them there. Then they're going to listen to the story a little bit more intently. If they listen a little more intently, they're going to be open to hear what really is the truth. Well, have a great day. Remember, Jesus loves you. I love you, and you're absolutely awesome.